Did someone say full Normus? Full Normus.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing, testicles, testicles. Oh, welcome everyone to episode 1238 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast, beercast, broadcast, gaincast, mancast, pimpcast, sleazecast, and slaycast in the realm, because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What's going on, beaches, booshes, busters, husses, and hoes? It's ye old boy, Papa Swolio with the Daily Sleaze. Thank you so much for being here. We are live on YouTube at the Daily Swole. Also, putting in some time on Facebook and Twitch and stuff like that. If you like to watch in those eclectic places, it's all right. It's all right, but we're here. We are here. We are streaming. And make sure also, if you miss the live streams, look, you can catch this on the podcast too. We get thousands of downloads every single day. So I would encourage you to go and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, anywhere that you consume podcasts, you'll find Papa Swolio. You'll find me swinging that knowledge cock. So make sure you go and check that out and subscribe. What's going on, team? Let's see. James Franco. Not a fan of the J, huh? You went with a Y? Cool stuff. James. Or is it Yimes? I like it. James Franco. Parallel Nature. Tomboy, what up? What's going on? Floating some gorillas parallel. I like it. Michelle. Tabby Cat Fitness. Just giving some shout outs. Aaron. Kimberly. What up? What's going on? Pole Lioness. Hello. And what's up? Like Police. Nicholas is here. What's going on, fam? All right. Today's episode 1238. It is Thursday, September 26th. I thought it was the 27th today. I usually do that. I usually think it's the next day. I'm like, the whole time, I'm like, oh, it's the 27th. I look and I'm like, oh, shit, it's 26. We're already at the end of September. I don't remember September. I don't remember this fucking month. I feel like this month was just, we skipped it. In my brain, I feel like we skipped September. I feel like September just didn't exist. That was super fucking fast. It was super fast. I know it's a short month. It's not like February, but is it a short month? 28th, 30th, whatever. It just feels short because already fucking over. It's already over. My God. We're done. We're done with September, so we're already into October. And fuck your pumpkin spice. Oh, new shirt's coming. Hey-o. Anyway. David just got excused from jury duty. Perfect timing for some Papa Swolio. Yeah, I was in jury duty, or I was going to do that a while back, like a couple months ago. And I didn't get selected, which was great. So I just kind of wasted my time for a little bit. I shouldn't say wasting my time. It was my civic duty. It was my duty as a citizen. It's like, whatever. I didn't want to be there. No one does. No one wants to be there. But it's cool. It's cool how they do that. Nips are ready. Are they ready? Are they warm? Make sure, hit that like button. I think a lot of people that don't get their notifications early. Remember, before we kind of get into today's topic, make sure that you hit those notifications and also customize them. Okay, I don't know if you guys know this. I keep repeating it in different places so everyone knows it. You need to customize your YouTube notifications. You can turn on notifications for this podcast and turn them so always on. You have to make sure that they are customized. Don't just hit the bell. Make sure you make it so it's always on, so you always get notified. And they will always notify you. Just most people hit the bell and YouTube will still kind of let you know once in a while, depending on how many subscriptions that you have. So if you just hit the bell, it's not enough. You need to customize your subscription or your notifications so you get notified 100%. And you can choose that, and then it will give it to you. So it'll give it to you. It'll give it to you. I think that's what we're going to do, actually. I was going to do some kind of like contest, a Papa Swolio costume contest. You guys like that? What do you guys think about that? What do you think about that? I'm thinking about doing that for October. Well, after we got a huge thing coming up. I'll be talking about that probably tomorrow. If you're on the email list, if you're part of the community, you're going to hear about it all this coming week for sure. But there's a serious big push, big fuck your resolutions push that you're going to hear all about. So we're going deep with the Swole fam, and tons of awesome new content coming for Swole Enormous X members. And I'll be talking all about that in the next couple days. But this is that time of year. It's coming. Halloween's fucking coming. Halloween's coming. All the candy, all the junk. This is like, and the United States, at least, we don't wait for the food. We're like, you know what? Let's start with dessert for the holiday season. Let's start with dessert. Why wait? Why start with the food? Let's just jump right into the candy. First holiday of this season, boom. As much candy as you can fucking eat in a night. That's how fat we are. That's how fat this country is. We just, we're going to go all in. All the candy first. Fuck your face with candy first, and then we'll have the nice turkey dinner in like a couple weeks. But eat as much candy as you possibly can through the entire month of November, and then we'll have our meal. It's good. It's good. It's like the exact opposite of what it should be. Fucking cry. Am I slowly dipping into Michelle territory? For what? If you're going to do a costume and dress like me? No, I only do some cosplay on TikTok. I only do like the Thor stuff. Everyone's like, oh my God, it's the best cosplay I've ever seen. I'm like, yeah, I put on a shirt and I held a hammer. It's the easiest cosplay ever, as if I have to fucking do any work for it. People call me Thor enough just without anything. It doesn't take much. It doesn't take much to cosplay. I just have to hold something. Hey, here's Thor. Cool. Nice. Nice. Done. Sold. Papa listened to the podcast every day in Afghanistan when in the gym. Fucking hell. Isn't that awesome? That's so badass. That's so awesome that you get to listen around the world. Thank you for, I'm assuming you're in Afghanistan serving this fine country. So thank you for your service. I'm assuming. I don't know why. I mean, I'm sure you're not on vacation in Afghanistan. I don't think it's like I don't think there's like the Afghani resort yet. I don't know if that's something that exists. Anyway, YouTube is the new university. Pick your course. I'm rolling with this class. Oh, is the new university. I've learned so much stuff on YouTube. That's literally where you should learn. If you can avoid going into debt for college, just fucking learn your skill and trade and just apply it. Start your own business, do it on YouTube and figure it out and start your own shit. Do something you enjoy. Do something you enjoy, fam. Words of wisdom. Words of wisdom that I'm barely qualified to impart on you, but it's wonderful. I'm telling you, it's wonderful doing something that you're passionate about. It's wonderful doing something you're passionate about. My God, like do something you love. This is a time of the culture where you can do something that you actually enjoy. You can do something you actually enjoy. Literally, just revolve your day, revolve your business around something you enjoy. What do you enjoy? What's your thing? So, for example, obviously, my thing is media. Swole Enormous is a media company. We focus on fitness without the bullshit, Swole Enormous X and all those things. What's your passion? And I put this in the pre-roll. The quote of the day was passion with practicality. So taking your passion, taking what burns that fire deep inside your taint and how you apply that and making that something that you can revolve your life around. What's your passion? What's your thing? What's something that you really, truly enjoy? Doesn't have to be fitness. I mean, this is just your thing. Like, what's your thing? What's yo thing? What's yo thing? It's yo thing. Make all the sick fucking gains. Sam Mitchell just saw, Jesus Christ. Just saw a cooking ad for Nutella stuffed French toast, and I'm honestly concerned with how many people don't know what a calorie is. People don't. Why do you think we still have to make content like this? Why do we still answer these questions? You see the questions that I answer. If you're following me on Instagram, when I get like the Q&A or here on YouTube, the questions I get, very basic, which is why my content revolves so strongly around those basic fundamentals. If you master the basics, you're going to get more results. People need to master the basics. People don't want but then everyone feels like, oh, if it's a basic, if I'm a beginner, then I'm not going to get results. It's that mental shift. Oh, here's a beginner program. I'm not a beginner. I want to start higher. Well, you can start higher. You have to level up. So it's the wording and the language is important, because if you say someone, hey, here's a beginner workout, they're not going to want to do it. They're going to want to go to the advanced one. It's like, well, you're not fucking ready for it. So you have to play psychologically with people's heads. But the fundamentals, no one wants to think, oh, if I sleep more, I'm going to get more results. But that's like the fundamental yin and yang to like being awake as a human being. If you're not sleeping, you're not recovering. Like, eating is a job. Whether you're eating to lose weight and to manage your calories, when you're eating to bulk, it's a job. It's a job. It's just as fucking important, if not more, because you have to be so consistent and do it so regular. And there's so many temptations, blah, blah, blah. The fitness is important. The training is important. But people don't understand. They don't treat their nutrition the same way they treat their training. They want this optimal program and this and the best exercise, but they don't give a fuck about the food. Oh, but if it fits your macros, get the fuck out of here. It's stupid. It's stupid and it's short-sighted. And that's why people don't get, again, it's why people don't get results. Some people do, but again, most people don't, which is why it's such a huge industry, because most people don't have the results that they want. Most people aren't happy with their body. Most people aren't satisfied and they want more. And then They look for those shortcuts and they don't focus on the basics enough. So how many of you caught today's video on the Swolenormous channel about the Instagram thing? How many of you caught that picture and caught that image that that was in the video, that warning from Instagram? We're not going to go too far into it because I want you to go watch that video in the context. But I got 4 or 5 of those sent to me because I made the other previous video saying that when Instagram actually implements this, it's going to do more harm than good long term. It's not a good look. We need to create more education, more awareness so these things aren't purchased. It's not the fact that they exist, the fact that people fucking buy them. There's a lot of bad things that you can buy in this world. We need to educate people as you don't need this. It's not going to work. It's not good for you. It's not the proper methodology. It's not the right approach. And now they're going to do it for you. They're not going to show you things, and they're going to put the power in the loudest people. I mean, how many times do you see something on Instagram, you don't report it or block it, you just scroll past or say, I don't want to see this in the ad, right? You're like, it doesn't apply to me. I don't want to see this ad anymore. That's it. You don't want to see this ad anymore. They're not going to show it to you, so they're going to hone their algorithm and then show you ads that you prefer or that you will respond to. You don't have to block it and flag it like, oh my God, this is evil. It's ridiculous. And now we're trying to mold around people's sensitivities. Not a good look. Not a good look. I'm curious as to what you all see there. Taking a long dump at work to catch the daily swole. Ooh, you're going to be on there for a while. Be careful. You don't want to sit in that toilet for an hour. You know what I'm saying? Random question. Does anyone else experience a shrunken wiener after a workout? Well, that could make sense. That could make sense if you're exercising, your body isn't sending blood to your dick because blood's in the muscles. It's very common that's why people get lightheaded a lot of times. When you're exercising, the majority of your blood is being flooded to the muscles. It's not, in the stomach, for example. It doesn't mean it's dry in there, but your body isn't focused on digestion, isn't focused on urination. You're not going to have a raging hard-on while you're training. It's just not the best use of blood. You don't need blood in your cock when you're doing curls. Although, it seems like it would fit pretty nicely doing curls, looking at a raging hard-on. You're like, yeah, 2 more. Fuck yeah. We're talking about porn in the comments. Okay. Thanks for blocking this podcast. This one's not going to get too much exposure there. This is funny. Everyone's putting their passions in the comments. Let's see here. What we got here? Bum, 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 bum. So, okay. I'm trying to look for those comments response. So did everyone see that video today? What do you think? I'm curious. What do you think about the warning? What do you think about the video? Those of you that did watch it on the main channel, what do you think about the warning that Instagram sent out? Again, this is very common. I mean, it's common to have an ad that doesn't go through. So for example, if I'm doing an ad and I put in the copy, I swear, and I put the word fuck, it's going to get flagged. Like, the use of graphic, explicit, blah, blah, blah is not okay. So you have to make sure you use words that aren't offensive, because if they're going to show things to people, they don't want to offend people by showing it to them. But now we're offending its sensitivities. We're hurting people's feelings. And literally, I don't know how many of you saw, I don't know how many of you watched or followed my content back like a year or two ago with that video, The Truth Hurts, but it was aggressive. It was in your face, but it was such a positive response. It was amazing. And it really opened my eyes. Like, people really want to get woken up. People really want to get shaken up in the right way. Not woke in the, in the real social standard terms, but people want to be told the truth. People are tired of being lied to. People are tired of the photoshopping. They're tired of all those things. I get it. They want the truth. What's real? What's real? What's a real approach? Tell me the real truth. Am I good enough? Am I not good enough? Am I doing shit wrong? Tell me if I'm doing shit wrong. Most people, in my opinion, especially in this community, most people, you might not like it. You might get frustrated by it, but you appreciate the truth. And the truth is relative. You can argue about what the truth is. You appreciate my honesty or the transparency, or you appreciate the lack of sugarcoating. I'm not beating around the bush. I'm telling you my opinion straight, no frills, not beating around the bush, not, trying to make it seem nicer. I'm telling you something straight. It's like reading legal jargon, not knowing what the fuck someone's talking about because they're talking in circles, trying to avoid direct confrontation. No, I'm telling you, you're fat. You need to change, make it happen. It's your responsibility. And you appreciate this. And that's why you're here. But it's just when you allow people behind keyboards and behind their thumbs to make these decisions and to flag things, you're going to get people flagging shit so fucking quick. They're going to flag everything. They're going to flag everything under the sun. And it's just going to go, it's going to be such a burden for people that are actually trying to spread good information that they're probably going to stop. They're probably going to stop. And you think these other companies that are selling these types of things, you think they're not going to work around it? You think they're not going to work around it? They're not going to find a different loophole or do an ad in a different way that will still send people to the same fucking product? It's not going to change anything. Like you make a law. Okay, well, that's something else that people are going to try to break. I mean, it's not going to make a big difference. It really won't. It really won't. And the fact that they said, the two examples that they said in that warning, they said EX, like example, showing abs and like belly fat. I mean, belly fat is what the problem with obesity is. You store a lot of fat in your midsection, it puts you in that risk category. Like this is what obesity is. So we're hiding all evidence of obesity. We don't want people to feel bad about being fat and unhealthy. Okay. So what are they going to do? Well, let's not encourage them to change. Let's just avoid the topic. Let's not talk about it. Let them do their thing. Okay. But the problem is we all got to pay for it. The problem is we all have to deal with people that are obese. We all have to deal with the ramifications because we live in a society. We're all together. Agreed? We're independent, but we all work as like a system. You know, we have small little cells, like individual people, and then we work in communities and then larger communities and then counties and states and country and all that kind of stuff. You know, we have all these different layers, but you know, it's stressing the community. It's stressing the society because all these medical issues are preventable. I said all, you know, I mean, most of these, all of these preventable issues are preventable. That's what I mean. 100% of these self-created, and not every illness, not every issue with obesity and being overweight, and not everything is someone's like active fault. Like I'm trying to gain weight. I just overate. There could be other medical conditions and issues. And I'm not talking to those people, but I'm talking to the people that could prevent it, could have, and didn't. Okay. It's your fault. You did it. Now what? People don't want to hear that. It's not nice. It's not nice. It's not nice. Yeah, it is safe spaces. It is a safe space. Well, they said that. You'll be safe on Instagram. We won't hurt your feelings. We won't hurt your fucking feelings. I think I agree with that. I think reporting obesity or these accounts that are health at every size, that are promoting being big and beautiful and all that shit, I think that's offensive. But if I put that, I'm a bigot, right? I'm a racist or a fattist or I'm a sizist. You know, I'm not a nice person if I go against that. But it's not bullying. It's a fact. I don't think it's attractive. I don't think it's something that's safe. I don't think it's something that's good for someone. So why should I be subjected to that? But they can't see me and the product of working out for 20 fucking years and taking care of my body. So I get to be punished for taking care of myself. I get punished for not stressing the healthcare system because I barely need to go to the fucking doctor, if anything, for checkups because I'm healthy. So why am I getting punished for that? Why am I getting punished for taking care of myself? It's backwards. It's backwards. It's absolutely backwards. I get punished. And, you know, there's a lot of good videos and we talk a lot about fit shaming too. And fit shaming is far and has been far more, or maybe just as prevalent as fat shaming. You have more fit shaming openly in public. So here's the kind of thing. Fat shaming is something that seems like it's online more. I know there's bullying in person, but you know what I mean? Like this whole stuff, everything that's going on that we're discussing is happening online more. We talked about it that in person, we talked about this like the other day or yesterday, that most of us don't encounter this kind of like fat acceptance in our real life. It's more on social media. But in real life, everyone here that's exercising, that's making their own food, that's going to the gym instead of going out to happy hour, you're all getting, quote, fit shamed. I don't like putting that name on it, but that's essentially what it is. If you reverse it, we're getting made fun of. And I've been getting that shit my entire life. I just never paid any mind. Excuse me. But the more that I think about it, the more that I think about situations like, oh, there's another instance. I used to get shit all the time for bringing a fucking big rolling cooler to work, and I would keep it in the teacher's lounge, and I would go up there and I would have like my big fucking thing of whatever, all my food I would bring from home. So that's all fit shaming when people are teasing you, like, you know, what are you going to, eat in that? And then just kind of joking, giving you shit for bringing your own food and making your own food, going out to eat and bringing your own shit. Used to get that all the time. I just didn't fucking care. But looking back on it, oh yeah, I didn't complain. I didn't bitch and fucking moan. I just did my thing and that's it. And that's it. So, let's see here. Stephanie Buttermore and her boyfriend triggered my binging. Did you watch one of her like all in videos, one of the recent ones? I've heard a lot of people say that. That's why I don't like those kind of, we don't talk about that enough. We don't talk about the side effects of these mukbangs and all these fucking binge buffet eating videos. However, now you can't put anything about weight loss. You have to be super sensitive about that. And my shit is getting flagged left and fucking right. Left and right. Left and right. Left and right. Obviously, the language that I use in my delivery on my main channel, but I'll be giving you some more updates because chances are I'm going to be creating a private portal for people that want the uncensored content. So if that's something that you're interested in, that's something that I'm going to be putting together and that I'm going to start soon. So I'm probably going to be shifting a little bit because when freedom of speech is at risk and it's starting to affect reach, it's starting to affect the message, because I've noticed it even in the past couple of weeks, no question about it, that there is a massive, massive, massive shift. And I'm on social media so much. So any kind of ripple, I feel it across multiple platforms. And it starts here with Facebook and Instagram, and then it spreads, and then other platforms try to mimic it, and everyone's trying to protect sensibilities and sensitivities and feelings. And that's not my style, but I'm not going to put my company at risk. I'm not going to put major things at risk. So I'm going to provide exclusive content for those of you that are interested in being a part of Swole Uncensored. So that's going to be, I'll be talking more about that but soon. But that's where we're going. That's where we're going. We have to make sure that we protect freedom of speech. And I'd rather have more freedom than to have these rules. I think it's with good intent. Honestly, I really do think it's with good intent, but good intentions doesn't mean anything. On the surface, it has good intentions, but the actual effects of it are negative. I'm not a big fan of it. Yeah, that's it. Well, that's exactly what's going to happen. It's exactly what's going to happen. Dude, that's fucked that you have to create a separate place. Steven Crowder recently posted about leaving YouTube possibly for similar reasons. Well, I'm not going to leave YouTube. Like, I'm still going to do the podcast and stuff and stream, and I'm still going to make content. But what I'm going to do is, because obviously my content, a lot of people don't like it. A lot of people love it. But the way I talk and the language and the comedy that I choose, it's affecting the reach dramatically. And it's been more and more apparent. I think it's like a snowball effect. So I'm still going to deliver content, but I'm also going to deliver uncensored content and no holds barred content for those of you that are part of the uncensored community. So I'll be announcing that on the main channel and giving people the opportunity to be a part of that. And it's going to be super, super affordable. It's going to be something that's very minimal, just kind of like a gateway to help keep the channel and the content coming out, and to give those of you that are interested in supporting the channel to help you or help us still have the conversation without any kind of censorship. So I'm totally going to continue making the message. I'm totally going to continue addressing content. However, the way I like to deliver it affects the distribution of the message. And I don't want to have anyone telling me what the fuck to do. Every time I post a fucking video, yellow fucking monetization, yellow thing, this, or it's limited and restricted. And then every time that happens, they restrict the reach of the video. So I could either not swear, I could either not talk about balls deep and nuts on chin and not offend anyone, but that's not how I roll. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a shit. And it's worked well to this point, but I feel like the tides are changing and the things are shifting. So it's going to happen. No, I'm not going to call it Mug Club. It's Mug Club. Yeah. Anyway, so that's the place. That's what's going to go down. And then, of course, as things progress, that's what's going to happen. So those of you that are part of Swolenormous Uncensored will have exclusive access to extra clips or extra long clips, new videos or private videos and things like that. So it'll be cool. Anyway, unless you're a child, swearing shouldn't bother you. You would think so. But anyway. No, it's not going to be free. But it's like my own Patreon, Swoletreon. I don't want to do Patreon. I don't want to do Patreon because Patreon takes a percentage. So I don't want anyone, again, people have issues with Patreon because Patreon has the ability to discern what you're doing. I have my own platform. I have my own website. I have my own private membership section. So it's going to be as a part of that. It's going to be something that you will be able to access that will be behind a membership gate, which will allow for transparent dialogue, comments, the whole thing. So it's going to be the same and more engagement, and it's going to be awesome. It's going to be really fucking awesome. Call it Get Wet with Papa. Ooh, get your chub with chub. Get wet with Papa. Get wet with Papa. Really? Are we going to vote for the name of it? Are we going to vote for the name? I was going to call it, well, I want it to be descriptive. People are like, ew, get wet. The fuck? A family-friendly water break. Fuck no. It's not going to be family-friendly. It's going to be pinching nips and dancing, but we'll do a water break. They let Trisha Paytas be naked on there. On Patreon, well, that's one major reason, if not the main reason to not use Patreon ever again. I don't even want to go to the website now, just with the off chance that I might accidentally see Trisha Paytas naked. I don't want to go anywhere that has that kind of a risk. Oh, fuck. Who the hell wants to see that? Who wants to see that shit? Uncensored Swoletreon. 100% on the nips. They'll be complimentary. We're going to have ASMR beard stroking videos. I'll just like brush my beard for 20 minutes. Yeah, you get all the inside, you get all the benefits. You get all the benefits of being a part of it. Anyway. So anyway, that's where my head's at, and that's where I'm going to be moving things, because it's I definitely want to continue to spread the message. I'm going to keep on doing what I'm doing. And like I said, the Daily Swole, the podcast isn't going anywhere, as long as it doesn't have to. Like, we're not going to go anywhere with the podcast, and I'm not going to stop making public content. But I want to also provide those of you that are hardcore, that want that extra oomph, that love the like driving while gaining. Driving while gaining will be a part of that and stuff like that. So you're going to get legit, because that pulls down my reach and my views, and it affects the message getting out. So rather than, I'm not going to censor myself. So what I will do is uncensor myself for those that want more, and I'll be giving you more details soon. So let's talk a little bit more about the main topic. We kind of touched upon it with some different aspects, but first, a word from our sponsor, Sick Fucking Gains. Water break, beaches. Here we go. Get your water. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Chuggies. I got screwed off today. Ooh. We got 10 seconds. Chug it. Oh, God. And I swallowed. Nothing family friendly about that. Shit. That's good stuff. Yes. Like that. Oh, my God. The great corn swolio. Oh, God. I love Beavis and Boothead. Call the censored version just the tip. That's right. Just the tip. You want the whole shaft. You want the balls, too. The rainbow farting unicorn. Well, what's a unicorn if it's not farting too? If it's not farting a rainbow, what good is it? Always swallow. Agreed. Look at you. This is why we're all on track here. Okay, so I don't know why my mind goes to 70s porn while we're at a water break, because it's 70s porn, kind of like disco jam music. That's why. All right, so on the board behind me, I got the phrase every day. The title of the podcast today is what every day actually means. And this gets a lot of, I guess it doesn't get pushback, but it gets a lot of confusion Because when I'm telling everyone to go fucking all in, when I say go all in, when I say go hard, when I say every day, don't fucking quit, don't stop, every day you should be doing something, it doesn't mean every day you should be doing resistance training. So what does every day mean for you? For me and my message, every day means you are putting in effort every single day. It means you are staying on your path. It means you're staying consistent. It means you're doing something every day that will improve and keep you on your schedule. We got a little Papa Swole going on. What's up, baby girl? Yeah, look at you. Everyone missed you. Everyone missed you. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Look at her looking all regal. Looking good, baby girl. So, for example, doing something every day and staying consistent every day is as simple as meditation. It's as simple as a little stretching. It's as simple as some foam rolling, some SMR. It's as simple as some Swollen 7 for those of you that are Swolenormous X members. Maybe a little Swolga. Maybe it is working out and lifting. Maybe it's going to a yoga class. Maybe it's going for a walk, going spinning, going for a swim. It's something that is keeping you on track every day. And that's going to look different for each person. And we do a lot of content about how you should be training for your goal. You can't just do random exercise and expect to get a physique. You have to train for that. So you have to train, you have to deliver your body the stress that it needs in order to adapt to give you the result that you want. And it's important above everything to stay consistent. And most people just go super fucking hard. They jump in the deep end of the pool. They don't work out for 3 fucking months. They come back and they do the same workout that they left with 3 months ago. And they get so fucking sore. They get so tight. They cause some real trauma in their muscles. And then they get an injury in a couple of weeks because they went too hard to come back. And we assume that just because we remember it vividly, or we think we do, that our body is just going to jump right into it. Oh, I've done this before, so I could do it like this now. And that's not the case. That's not how it works. The most important thing is that you are setting yourself up for consistency. And most people just want quick results. So you think, okay, more is better. Faster is better. Doing more volume, lifting more weight is better. Yeah, over the long term, progressive overload, it doesn't mean you're going to do it all in one fucking workout. That's why it's called progressive. You slowly increase it. You increase the volume, you increase the frequency, you increase the intensity, whatever it is, depending on your goal. And you do that progressively over time. It's not something that happens in a week like, hey, I'm just going to fucking do more. I'm going to get bigger. When you're lifting, you're causing damage. You're breaking the body down. When you're doing resistance training, overload training, you are hurting the body, and the body's got to recover. So a lot of you are just under recovering. You're not doing enough yoga. You're not stretching, doing mobility. You're not sleeping well enough. You're not eating properly. So you're not recovering properly. And over time, your body it compounds that breaking down, gets stressed over and over again. And then you have injuries. Then you have tendinitis that builds up because you're not focusing on your imbalances. You're just lifting. You're not recovering at all. You're not, toning everything down. You're just slamming. And it's not a good look. And you're only going to be able to handle that for so long before you just start breaking down and you burn out. I'll take some questions on that. What are your thoughts on every day? Like, do you have any concerns? Are you having issues? And let's open it up to the public. Let's open it up to the Swole fam. What's your feeling on every day? What do you struggle with? Are you struggling with consistency? Because we could probably poke some holes and fix a lot of this shit right now. What are you struggling with? Do you struggle with staying consistent? Do you struggle with staying disciplined? Do you struggle with kind of falling off, getting back on? Just drop in the comments. Any questions? I'll take a few. I'm in the mood for some Q&A right now. Adam, hey, Papa. Hey, Adam. How do you keep the everyday approach without burning out? Well, if you have purpose, you're less likely to burn out. And I have a quote on the wall behind me, and you can Google it to see who said it, but you don't lose, you don't get bored or you don't burn out. You just lose purpose. You lose focus. And that's kind of what I always remember, that you don't get burnout. You just lose your direction. You're just not focusing on the right shit. So if you're doing things for the wrong reason, if you are lifting because someone else told you to, if your husband or wife or mother or father or brother, sister or friend was like, you need to lose weights, you're going to the gym, but it's not really for you, you're doing it for someone else, you're going to burn out because it's not really intrinsic. It's not something that you're passionate about. It's not something that you're not doing it for your reason. You're doing it for someone else's reason. And you're going to burn out all the time. You're going to be fucking stressed and anxious and just uncomfortable going through it because you're not doing it for you. When it's something for you and you know why you're doing it, you have true intent behind it. You understand your why you're doing what you're doing. You don't burn out. You just keep on going. So what I do is I kind of shift gears. I'll go through periods where I'm just like exhausted and I have to pull back and I just can't do as much content or I can't do as much stuff. And I kind of shift my focus in the gym. If I'm feeling really burnt out in the gym from like lifting, I back off a little bit, do some more yoga, and then I come back to strength training. So for me, in order to stay consistent, I can't be focusing on just, gaining, crushing, because the psychological aspects and the psychological components and the psychological fallout from training hard all the time can affect my productivity when it comes to creating content and focusing on this. So I just kind of shift gears and I kind of juggle back and forth, and I still fucking go hard, consistent, but I adjust and kind of shift the percentage of my effort for each thing and my goal, essentially. So my goal is just to be consistent. My goal is to get to the gym. My goal is to go, and today it's like, okay, I'll go do upper body, chest and back, or chest and tries, or whatever it is. How hard I'm going to go, I don't even plug that into my brain. I'm not going there like, hey, I'm going to do super fucking heavy bench, super this. I'm going to go warm up. I'm going to do some dead hangs. I'm going to, warm up my rotator cuff and do some yoga flow and everything like that. And then I'll see, okay, what's available? What do I feel like doing? All right, let's start with dumbbell pressing today. And then we'll do 2-arm rows with dumbbells instead of a barbell. Like, hey, that's where I get my customization and my randomness is once I get there, what do I feel like doing? I'm not like, I don't go there and like, I'm just going to do 1,000 burpees today. I know what I'm going to do. I know what body parts I'm going to do, but I leave that kind of chaos and randomness within a very small bucket. So I'm not taking, here's 50 different exercises. Which one do I want to do? It's like maybe a rotation of like, okay, here's 3 or 5 exercises. Which one do I want to start with? And then sometimes I'll be like, hey, let me reverse it. Let me start with flies or cable crossovers and doing, let's say, straight arm pull downs for lats rather than starting with heavy compound movements. And that could just be a variable that I throw in at the last second just because I feel it. And if I feel it, if that's just like what my intuition tells me for that day, then that's it for that workout. And I start with that and I still go, and I go as hard or as heavy as I feel once I warm up and once I get into it. So, that question, Adam, can go for a lot of different directions, but it's a good question. It's a good question. Bunny Bumblebee, my mindset is really stupid, but I miss getting the burn that you first get when doing a first exercise. It makes me feel like I'm doing a good workout. You miss getting the burn that you first get when doing a first exercise. What do you mean? I actually don't even know what that means. You mean period in your life or in one workout, in one session? Scrolling down. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up. Agreed. It's not just training the body, but also the mind. The mind is more important than training the body. The body's going to follow what the mind does. Everyone acts like the body is the most important thing. It's a psychological approach. The brain, what do you think controls the body? It's not like the body's working without the brain. The body's not working without the mind. If you get your mind in order, the body will just do. The body will do it. And it'll handle a lot more than you think it can. Mackenzie came in. I struggle the most with my recovery days. I'll go on walks and work on nutrition, but I need more yoga and stretching. I can feel it in my hips during resistance that I'm way too tight. Common. We're sitting down in cars. We're sitting at chairs and desks and at dinner on the couch, sitting. We're not meant to be in that 90-degree hip flex position all the time, especially when you're sitting on your hips and you're sitting on your glutes and neurally it shuts it down. You get a lot of inhibition, like a massage, like foam rolling. Every time you're sitting, you're essentially foam rolling your glutes. What do I think about the brand Kodiak cakes? I don't know of it. So, no clue. Becca Hart, food is my major consistency struggle, not so much activity and stretching. Well, practice yoga. And I don't understand. I still don't know. I understand, but I still don't get it why food is such a hard thing to be consistent with. That's the easiest thing, I think. It's the easiest fucking thing. God, it's so fucking easy. It's so easy. It's so fucking simple, at least. It really is. It really is. Everyone's looking for a way out, which is why you have these triggers, which is why you have these binges, which is why you have these cravings, because you're always trying to cheat. You're always getting a bump. You're never really, you're not really recovering. You're always getting your drugs. You're always taking a hit. So of course you're going to keep on craving it. Can you incorporate cheat days? Why? Cheat days for what? I really think we need to abolish the concept of cheat days. I think that's a weakness. I think it's a psychological flaw that people want a cookie. People want a treat. People want to start, you want to get results and you want to start a training program and get results, but you want to implement slacking from the start. That's not the right mentality. It's a complete fundamentally wrong approach. If you want to have a beer at dinner one of the nights, like, okay, then have a fucking beer. Like, how much it's going to affect you depends on the person. If that's going to trigger a whole thing, then maybe you have to rethink having a beer. But why do you have a cheat day? Like, if you want to eat something that's a little bit off, eat a little bit something that's off. I wouldn't incorporate any kind of cheat days, because then it's like aggressively, you're actively just fucking going off the rails. I don't think it's the right mindset. I don't like that mindset for cheat days. Not a fan of it. Whether or not you actually eat something that's out of your routine, that's up to you. But I don't like having cheat days. I don't think people deserve shit it's like people want to deserve things. People want a way out, or it's kind of like having 1 foot out and 1 foot in. Like, you're not really going, you're not doing it if you're like, hey, but can I cheat? It's like, you're cheat for what? You want results or not? I just think it's a lazy approach. Everyone wants a handout. Now, it's not me telling you not to have a piece of pizza, but it's fucking highly addictive food. Why do you think everyone craves it? Oh, but I want pizza, but I want pizza. Yeah, you grew up eating something and now you're fucking addicted to it. You don't get addicted to like the real whole foods. You don't get addicted. You want it. Like, it's fuel. But all these other types of foods, like, yeah, they're designed to be addictive. Dairy and gluten and grain, like, it's very, very addictive foods. Why do you think people crave it all the time? If you're eating real food and you're eating tons of quality foods, like, you just don't really have the cravings anymore. I'm telling you, I don't get the cravings, and I really don't. And most people that go through an elimination that are eating real fucking quality foods, that are learning how to satisfy their body's energy requirements, you just don't have the same kinds of cravings. You don't. It leaves, but it doesn't happen overnight. You don't go and change your nutrition profile and after a month, but I still have cravings. No shit. You ate crap for 35 years. You think 3 weeks is going to you're not going to have cravings anymore? 3 months versus 35 or 40 years? Of course you're going to still have cravings. Of course you're still going to have cravings. I agree with that. That's the same. It's the mentality approach. And everyone always goes for like the physical reaction. Well, it's only one day. Well, it's still 14% of your week. 1 divided by 7. Even one cheat meal is still, you're cheating on that day. And your food is going to have other reactions and other effects. It's not just the calorie intake. It's also how your body reacts to those nutrients or those elements inside that food. It can cause a lot of other issues, that are physiological. It can cause maybe headaches or joint pain. It could cause or lead to, like, you might have headaches, you might have bloating or sluggishness, or you might crash, or you might have an elevated heart rate, you might feel anxious, it might trigger something. And a lot of you have that, especially when you go through the elimination diet. You figure this stuff out, which is why it's so important. Cheat days are like trying to be sober than drinking on the weekend. Defeats the purpose. If people started treating food with the same type of addictive property and the mindset as a drug, it would change. But no one wants to address that because everyone's so fucking addicted. Everyone's so fucking addicted to food and addicted to these hyper sweet and hyper artificial foods that no one wants to actually discuss it like that. No, but it's food. What's the difference? You're putting it in your face hole. Where do you think drugs go? You either put them in your fucking veins, you either inject them, you snort them, you're putting it in an orifice to get in your body. What do you think eating food is? You're eating something, you're putting it in your body. You put drugs in your body, whether it's a pill, a powder, through your nose, through your fucking asshole, through your fucking toes, whatever the hell you inject or swallow or supposite. Food's the same thing. You put it in your face hole. So why is it like not looked at the same as any of the other drugs? You're putting something in your body somehow. And when it comes to food, you're putting it in your mouth and it's leading towards a response. But it's not a drug. Okay, what's the difference? What's the difference? Tell me, what's the difference? Think about it that way, and then there is no difference. Yoga and mobility is the greatest thing I'm doing for my lower back. Injury recovery has been doing it. Nice, man. Kiyun's forehead. I've never met a smoker who has a cheat day while trying to quit smoking. That's called a relapse. Yep. Preach. It's a different way to think about it. Okay? It's a different way to think about it. I'm not an addiction specialist. All right. But it's a lot of common sense that you have to overlook some of the bullshit. Remember, we just categorize like what makes this different. We like to look at those drugs like, oh, but that's that. Food's different. Is it? You're putting something in your body that's affecting this. Like, I need more response. Kind of the same fucking thing, especially when people are dying from obesity, dying. People die from drugs too. Yeah. And they're dying from this. They're dying from being overweight. Dying. Buying. People want treats. People want treats. You're not a dog. You don't need a fucking treat. You don't need a pat on the back. You don't need to be like, oh, you're such a good boy. You get your treat. Yes, you are. You're such a good boy. Fuck that shit. Work harder. Work harder. Work harder. Do you want better results? Then work harder. Then do more. Some people can get away with more than other people can. Some people can do more of those things. Some people can have more junk food. Doesn't mean it's good for their body. Doesn't mean it's good for their body. Doesn't mean that it's helping them. Just because someone has abs, just because you see someone like, oh, they look like they have muscle and they don't look overweight, doesn't mean that inside that they're healthy. But but some people don't manifest it physically as much as other people. Some people can metabolize things differently. Some people metabolize fats better. Some people metabolize carbohydrates better. But it certainly doesn't have to be a fucking cheat day. Doesn't have to be a fucking cheat day. Why can't it just be a meal? Danny Danger, it should never be a cheat day. If you're going to do it, have it be a meal, but don't fuck up your entire week's worth of work with one day. We often look at it as one meal, but if it's one meal on one day, that's a day in which you cheat. So it's still a cheat day. It's a day in which you ate something that you shouldn't have. You know, of course, the quantity matters. If you have a bite of pizza versus a whole pie, I think we can all agree there's going to be a big difference in your response, potentially. You know, some of you are really hypersensitive to either gluten or lactose, and you can have issues with it. But it's not just it's not just the calorie value. We always look at this like, oh, well, just don't go over your caloric value or drop it the next day. And okay, if you're trying to manage your weight in that sense, fine. I really think more about, and I like to have this discussion because I want to bring it to your attention, that's not just about the calorie value, whether you gained a pound or lost a pound or retained some water. It's what do those elements in that food, what does it do for you? Like, is it causing you to be bloated and feel like sluggish? So the next day or later on the day, if you have a piece of pizza, you feel like shit all day, then you don't go work out. The next day you kind of feel puffy and bloated and you feel, and then you have a shitty workout. You think that piece of pizza or that junk food meal didn't affect you that much? It affected your workout on the day which you ate it, and then it affected your performance the next day. And maybe the day after that, maybe you slept shitty because you kind of had heartburn, or you just felt like you just were restless in your sleep because that food or whatever those things are, you don't eat them a lot and it negatively affected you. So you didn't work out, you felt like shit, you got sluggish, you slept poorly. So the next day your performance was affected. Maybe you got injured, or maybe you just didn't put a lot of effort in. Like, it can have chain reactions that has much more to do, or many more side effects, domino effect, I should say, than just the calorie value, period. No one really thinks about it that way. And that's really how I think about cheat meal. That's why I'm saying, look, if you're going to do it, I mean, there's consequences. There really is. Everyone's different. But you shouldn't be looking for food. Agreed. You shouldn't be looking for food or comfort in your food. That's a bad thing. It's like looking for comfort in alcohol or drugs. You're looking for comfort. You need to be working this stuff out in your head. And your food is going to directly affect your mental health and your mental capacity to go through your day and to function. You're going to be a depressed fucking person if you're eating garbage all the time. Dairy and gluten are terrible for my body, almost instant stomach pains. I don't see how others eat the stuff. Well, everyone's different with that. Obviously, some people can handle it better than others. But yeah, there's, for you, obviously that's something that you should avoid, especially if you have instant stomach pain, but not everyone has that. But also your body adapts to those types of foods over the course of 20, 30 years, your body is going to build up those, quote, defense mechanisms and be able to handle the environment in which you put it in. So when you eliminate and you go through that elimination process, when you add it back in or you test it, you're going to feel that kind of like it exposes what you're eating, and like it exposes the reaction specifically to those foods. Because if you take it out of your diet for 4 weeks and then let's say you have some pizza, you're going to feel those effects that you feel because you eliminated all these potentially harmful foods or potentially conflicting foods in your body. When you add that back in, you're going to feel what that food does for you. If it doesn't do that much, then maybe you can partake a little bit more often if that's something that you feel comfortable with in your nutrition and for your health. If it destroys you, you're probably not going to want to approach that food ever again. And it's going to change how you associate that with pleasure. That's super common too, Iva, for dairy milk products to be associated with asthma for children. I've had asthma since I was 3, and all my parents had to do was stop feeding me sugar and milk, and they thought it's too harsh for a kid. So to get rid of sugar and milk. Well, there are so many of these freaking vlog channels and family vlog channels. I have some more content coming out, probably be tomorrow. These other families that are just giving their kids so much fucking sugar with these family mukbang videos. And hey, we ate all day. We had a whole day's worth of food from a gas station, and they're feeding this girl chips and garbage and fucking soda on camera. Cute little girl just like pounding herself, just getting pounded with fucking sugar. It's sad. It's fucking sad. Tabby Cat Fitness. I wish I could convince my hubby to take care of himself physically. He's been promising to do it for 5+ years. Any tips? Have him listen to the podcast. Anyone else got any suggestions? Look, are you doing it yourself? Does he want to be alive so he can be with you? If he's your husband, does he want to have major health complications and not be able to do things with you in the future? Because that's what's going to happen. People don't want to address their health issues if they don't currently have them. People don't want to address the health issues unless they see them, unless the doctor's like, you're going to die. Oh shit, I need to change things. Too fucking late. It's too late to change things once it's already there. You got to be doing it now. Give yourself a better situation, a better approach, and a better potential for success now. Oh, thanks, McKay. Appreciate it. Used to listen to music at the gym. Now I listen to the Daily Sleaze podcast. Pinching your nips in public. I'm down for that. Bunny Bumblebee, I feel like I didn't feel how shitty my diet was when I was obese until I started losing weight and cutting stuff out of my diet. My diet. Cut him off till he loses weight. Cut him off. No puss. No puss. Nicholas C. As per the asthma comment, I never had issues with sugars or milk as a kid, but my parents got divorced and I wasn't exposed to cigarettes. No more asthma. 20 years, no symptoms. Well, that makes a huge difference for sure. And some people just don't care. My stepson has lactose sensitivities, but the mom doesn't care, just allows him to suffer because he likes it. Kayla Lopez. Ugh. Most people just don't know. That's why the education has to change. That's why it's not about just banning ads. We need to fundamentally educate people so when they grow up and become parents and are going to spread their fucking seed, that they make better choices on what they feed their kids. Francis, I got shit in the comments section for defending some parents for giving their kid fruit for her first birthday instead of cake. I thought that was a great idea. Watermelon and blueberries are good for her. So you got shit for saying, hey, that's a great idea. And everyone's like, oh, come on, give the kid cake. A 1-year-old. Yeah, let's give them pure sugar. That's what they need. That's what a kid needs. Yeah, let's start them young. Greg Bender, I thought bloating and heartburn was just a normal thing. Now I know that shit is not normal. Dude, preach. I had the same situation when I was eating way too many garbage sources of meat. Like I tell that story a lot, like 15 years ago or so, when I was eating shit sources of food. That's why I talk like the way I do. That's why I discuss this, because I have personal experience. I know what the quality of food does to the body. I've personally experienced it. I've gone through it, and many people have improved because of this type of conversation. And everyone's going to be different. Like, this is just the process of you individualizing your life. You don't have to follow some kind of just set, rigid approach. And it's a practice. You're going to get better. You're going to get better over time. It's something that you have to do regularly. You have to learn. You have to practice. Intuitive Duck says, lead by example. My fiance is seeing my progress and wants to join me. Good shit. Let's get some more context from the Tabby Cat. My hubby is a sedentary, overweight ex-athlete who sits all day and is a hunchback gamer all night. I am a gamer too, but at least I put effort into myself. Well, maybe that should be something where you have to earn gaming time. Like you exercise, if you work out for an hour, then you get 2 hours of gaming, or you get an hour of gaming. Like make it a time for time thing. If you're you limit the gaming time, so you're not sitting there just hunchback over. Do yoga. Like if you do a yoga class, you can game for an hour of training, an hour of this. That could be a cool thing. Earn it. You'll feel better about it. He'll feel better. And if he's your husband and you have good communication, which hopefully you do, you can sit down and really have a frank conversation and really tell the truth and share your real concerns, because this is not like, oh, I don't like to paint and you're forcing him to fucking paint. It's not like he hates to play board games and you're forcing him to play board games. You're talking about health. Like he doesn't have to be a fucking fitness professional. He needs to take care of his health so he can be alive longer to enjoy games and enjoy the progression of virtual reality and games and be around for the next 40, 50 years. People are fighting for veganism whilst simultaneously celebrating fat people. What is this world? Yeah, who the fuck knows, man? Who the fuck knows? Who knows? None of my beastlings got cake on their birthdays. It was fruit and other fun stuff. None of them care for it to this day. Look at that. So you don't program them to be addicted to sugar young and they don't. Wow, shocker. Diet fixed my daily heartburn. No more everyday meds for it. Good for you, dude. Same thing. I fixed it with nutrition too back in the day. Kiyun's forehead. I figured out something was wrong when I started qualifying my food by saying things like, I don't care what we eat. I just want to eat something light. Clearly, if I need, quote, light food, something felt bad inside. That's possible. Yeah. I mean, everyone manifests these feelings differently. So your perception of what you needed, nothing wrong with that. Malevolent Joe, when one of the partners are into health and the other isn't and doesn't want to, it's a slippery slope that often ends up into them growing apart. It's very fundamental. It's not like you enjoy horror movies and your significant other likes romantic comedies. This is like how you carry your life. And when you start taking care of your health and you start learning more and more about what is in food and what feeling good feels like, you start resenting the other person. You start looking and being like, ugh, you lose respect for them because they don't respect their own body. And losing respect for your partner is the worst possible thing. It's the worst thing because I just can't respect someone that doesn't take care of their body, that doesn't make better choices. Doesn't mean you have to be a fucking saint, but if you're not actively taking care of your body physically with training, with nutrition, then I can't take anything else you say seriously. Like I don't respect you. I don't. You respect everyone. I don't. Really. I want better for you, but I'm not like, how do you not respect yourself? Like you don't need my respect. You need to respect yourself. So I'm under no obligation to respect anyone if you're not taking care of your health. In that sense, it doesn't mean I'm like, I hate them as a person. I think they should fucking die, but I just don't understand. Like it's not that's not the type of person I spend time with. That's not the type of person that I want to associate myself with in that sense. Sarah, I started working out around my boyfriend at home and he seems to be more inspired to be healthy, and I'll put on health and food documentaries. Oh my God. You're handing out pamphlets. Burps. The June song. First time catching you live. Thanks for all the content, man. Just got certified by NASM on Monday, and now my wife and I are taking the first steps towards starting our own online services. Good for you. Good shit. Good shit. Yay, yay, yay. Christine, I'll go shopping and fill the fridge with prepped fruit and vegetables, fill the freezer with good lunch things so it's easier and no one will have the urge to get fast food. Yeah, not bringing it into your house is a big one. Don't order food at home. Don't bring it into your house. Don't bring it in. If you want to go out with your family and do something once in a while, it's like, okay, I'm not going to judge you on that. It depends on what you want and how you view health and what is most important to you. I want you to be making better decisions for the right reasons. Don't just follow because, oh, so-and-so says this is okay. I can do this. You can't get away with shit. You can't get away with shit. Like everything you eat is what your cells become. So it's important to address the fact, the more repetitions, of course, the more impact. Once in a while, when you say, oh, but you can't, what do you mean? What do you mean, Papa Swole? You don't have a cheat meal once in a while? How vague is that? Once in a while. For most people, once in a while means every other day. That's what most people think of as once in a while. They think of like, oh, I just had one of these. Oh, I just had one of these. That's not my version of once in a while. Okay. That's not how I view once in a while. Most people's idea of once in a while is a few times a week, at least once a week. And if you're doing it once a week or twice a week, that's like 24, or that's like what, 14 to 20, 30% of your week. If you're doing it one or twice, 1 divided by 7, 2 divided by 7. Alexa, what's 2 divided by 7? I think it's 28%.
2 divided by 7 is 0.2857.
So 29%, 285. So 14 to 30%, 15 to 30%, let's just round up, of your week is having something shitty. If you're having it on a day, that counts as a cheat day. You ate something shitty on a day. That's a cheat day. You cheated on that day. And cheating has this like really severe, correlation, like, oh, you're cheating on your spouse. You're cheating on your boyfriend or girlfriend. Like you're cheating. You're doing something wrong and naughty. Just make it part of your lifestyle. If you have this at this time, like it's just integrated. Don't separate it like you're going off the reservation, because then you feel restricted. That's a psychological thing when everyone's like, well, diet culture is restricting. If you make it restricting, I'm on a diet, but I'm not on a diet in that sense. Like I have a diet. You have a diet too. Everyone has a fucking diet. I love my fucking diet. Everyone just associates diet with weight loss. You can have a weight gain diet. You can have a diet that's designed to help you with endurance training and marathons. Your diet is what you eat. Some people have a shitty fucking diet and they eat junk food. Some people eat better and they have a better diet. It's just what you eat. Diet is what you eat. Diet is what you eat. What you eat. And we confuse that. We confuse the nutrition with politics. We confuse the nutrition with social trends. Human health and social trends are two completely different fucking arguments. Two completely different things. And the reason why so many damn things work, it's because a lot of things, the human body is very, very adaptable. The human body can adapt to a lot of things. Dropping the alcohol and gluten gave me a lean physique with 8 months. Yeah, well, I stay away from gluten. And I don't drink much, man. I literally now, I'm telling you, people, the reason why the reason why I say this over and over again, I feel better. I look better I'm not bloated. I have more definition. I feel so much better than I ever have, than I ever fucking have. I'm just sharing that. And I don't feel the need to cheat. Like my meal yesterday, what we have, cooked up 2 ribeye steaks. I had some bone broth. I had watermelon. I also had some grapes where we kind of ate and snack. Did I have a sweet potato? Yeah, I had a sweet potato yesterday. Trying to think of other things that we ate. Broccoli. I ate all that food. I feel great. Like I don't need other stuff. I don't need more than that. What else do I fucking need? What else do I need on top of all that? I'm full. I ate. I'm done. Satisfied. I don't need like garbage afterwards. Like I'm good. Have you heard about the snake diet? I've heard of it. I don't know what it is. People message me a lot about it. I just haven't looked it up because if you have anything, the snake diet, well, whatever it is, you definitely don't need that. You definitely don't need to do a snake diet. You need to fucking eat better food. So it doesn't really matter what it is. Someone just created or someone just made they trademarked some kind of methodology of eating differently to lose weight or something. It's like, okay, what else is new? You don't need to follow any restricted diet. You can make your own, which is why I talk about the elimination. That's not even like a thing. That's like your starting point to create your own fucking thing. You don't need to detox. You don't need to cycle. You don't need to fast. You don't have to make fucking gains or to lose weight. You don't have to. Other things can work. Doesn't mean you have to do them. Well, that was a burp. Papa Swole, I found a nutritionist who does not allow brown rice. What does that mean? They don't allow it. I hate brown rice. I don't think it digests for shit. Brown rice tastes like asshole. And if I have rice, I have white rice. Doesn't brown rice have like arsenic and like the shell and the husk, like very small levels of arsenic? Whatever. I never felt any benefit ever. It tastes like shit, and I never felt like it digested well in my body. White rice I can go for. But fuck brown rice. For me. If you like it, go for it. Not for me. Christine, I've eliminated dairy and gluten because it's a psoriasis trigger for me. That's another thing. Everyone always asks me about my skin. I always get that on Ask Papa Swole. Oh, your skin looks so great. Oh, you have great skin. I appreciate that. One, I eat amazingly well. I eat a lot of high fat. It does great wonders for your skin. A lot of collagen, a lot of proline and glycine, bone broth. I have bone broth like every fucking day. A lot of fats, really good for my skin. My skin looks amazing. I don't break out. Once in a while, I might have a little, but I'm sweating a lot all the time. So that's understandable. I'm in yoga and I'm doing, I'm sweating at the gym. So it's normal if you get a little club, but rarely. Also, Mama Swolio is a professional makeup artist. She's an expert with skincare and shit like that. So I use like, the face wash and then spray or whatever. I've talked about this before. I don't even know what the fuck it is. I just say, oh, okay, I'll do that. So it makes my skin feel amazing. And I haven't had skin this smooth and everything since like ever. This has been, I'm just the healthiest I've ever felt. And people don't really have the conversation enough that your skin quality, the way you look on the outside, where do you think it comes from? It comes from the food that you're eating. Your skin is a mouth. What are you doing to moisturize or to satisfy? Are you using a lot of detergents and cleansers that are just stripping the skin of natural moisture? Are you, because when you dry out the skin so much and you have like cracks in the skin, you get fucking like bacteria and stuff that get in your skin, that get into your body and stuff. It's not good. I mean, those of you that live in cold climates, you know that you get like the skin cracks and shit like that. I mean, I live in Florida, so I grew up in the cold. So everyone's like, "Oh, you don't know what cold is?" I sure do. I grew up in Connecticut, New York. Like I know what snow is. I didn't grow up in the fucking Arctic Circle, but my fair share of scraping snow off the fucking windshield. Went to school in Pennsylvania, so I know what snow and cold is. And I fucking didn't like it anymore. I like it once in a while. It's like, hey, we're going snowboarding for a week. Cool. Then I want to get home and take off my pants. It's fucking cold for like 8 months. It sucks. Oh, but I love the seasonal changes. You like being freezing from October to like April. You love being freezing with nasty fucking cold bundled up for like 6 or 7 months. Okay. Good luck with that. I don't mind horrific weather by choice. It's like, cool. This is different. This is novel. Wow, it's cold. It's amazing. But I like being warm. I like being warm. What are we talking about? The snake diet or something? Papa's a racist. Ooh, I'm a racist. That's great. No brown rice. I'm a racist. I'm a racist. Careful, someone's going to hear that and take it. Oh, he's a racist. Oh my God. He just said it. Diabetes. Fasting on salt water? Was that the snake diet? I'm scrolling. Yeah, I just don't. Or you get the hose again. It puts the lotion on its skin, or else it gets the hose again. It puts the lotion on its skin, or else it gets the hose again. I'm a racist. Oh, fuck you guys. So get a stroke water? Stroke water. Yeah, well, Florida, I mean, you live all your days in the fucking, in a sponge. Again, I haven't looked up the snake diet, so I'm just reading some comments. Snake diet is about only eating a meal every couple days. So you have a meal a few times a week. It's centered on prolonged fasting. Wow. Does that mean, you mean it works? You mean the snake diet works when you're not eating, your stomach shrinks and you're barely eating calories? Oh my God. Sounds like calorie restriction to me. You can get the same result by just eating less for an extended period of time. You don't need to fucking starve yourself. But again, this is another option. Not an option that I recommend per se, because I don't know all the details, but this is another way the body can adapt. Obviously the body, I'm sure people do those long fasts and stuff. Obviously it works for some people. I mean, the human body, like I said, is adaptable. It'll adapt to so many different fucking things. So My fam, my people, episode 1238. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me for episode 1238 of the most muscular Swolecast, Beardcast, Broadcast, Gangcast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleevescast, and Slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. Remember to go check out today's video on the Swolenormous channel right here before you leave. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and customize those notifications to turn them to always on. And I got a lot of updates like we talked about earlier in the podcast, so make sure you check out what we discussed earlier. I talked about Papa Swolio Uncensored and all those different things that are going to be coming out shortly. So some things that are going to change and things that are going to get better, and more of the same and more awesomeness, more beard, more action. So I'll see you tomorrow for 1239. Peace, McGee's fam. Deuce Magoose, your boy Papa Swolio. Out.